Hi, this is Attorney Jack Morrison, and this is the third video of the bankruptcy video program that we're offering. And this is improving your credit score after filing bankruptcy. The other two in this series, the first one was how to resolve your credit problems without having to file bankruptcy. The second one is explaining bankruptcy, what you need, the time frame, what it will do for you, and the processes. And this last one is if you did have to file bankruptcy or have filed bankruptcy, things you can do in order to improve your credit score. So that's what this video is going to concentrate on. So learn the things that reestablish your credit after filing bankruptcy. So I always say that when you're having financial difficulties, it's not something that you planned. Life happens when you made other plans, meaning that at one time, in order for you to have financial crisis, you had to have good credit at one time. And they allowed you to obtain credit, you've obtained the credit, and then things happen to destroy, meaning that either a divorce, a job loss, medical issues, or a combination of the three that put you in a situation where you no longer could manage the debt that you have, which could have resulted in you filing bankruptcy. And so now these are the things that we're going to go through to tell you to help you improve your credit after you file bankruptcy. So the first thing to determine how to improve it is to say, well, how do they rate your score, your credit score? And this is one company that they use, which is a FICO, or the acronym is Fair Isaac Company. And there's a range of scorings that they have in order to determine good or bad on a scale of, say, 1 to 10. Their scale is 350 is equivalency of a 1, 850 is equivalency of their 10. And the higher the number, the better off it is. And it just gives those ranges. 850 to 800 is an excellent score. Very good. You'll see 799 to 720 and then all the way down. So the higher your score, the lower rates, the interest rates you'll get, the better, quote, deals that you will get. So that's how they rate it. And then these are what effects do you have control over that will bring you in or out of those particular scores. And there's 5 different categories. And you'll see on the far left, 35% is payment history, which what this means is if you timely pay your credit cards, then that will improve or help you maintain a high credit score. But if you're 15, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days late, or a number of years, filing bankruptcy causes all kinds of problems. If you have that history where you're not timely, it's going to have a negative impact. And this is saying 35% of your credit score is made up of that. The amount that's owed, it's a combination of amount owed and then where is the debt you carry in relationship to that amount owed. Again, suppose you had a $1,000 limit on your credit card and you've always kept your card with a balance of $850 to $900. Now you've paid the minimum, but because you've, in most cases, more than 50% of whatever your amount is that's owed is a balance, that has a negative effect on your credit score. So what you want to do is to bring it at least 50% or lower than whatever the limit is, or ask that they increase the limit. The third category is length of credit history. This just means how long you have had established credit in the credit cards or with lending institutions. The longer you've had that credit, the better off it is. What you're trying to avoid is always getting new cards and closing out the old ones. The 10% is your credit mix. This is what combination of credit do you have? Is it just all credit card, or is it credit card, student loan, mortgages, car loans, personal loans? The more the mix, and if again, it just shows your responsibility for paying all of those various financial vehicles. And the last one is a new credit, which is 10%. Again, they look at it from a point of view of always having new credit and canceling the old is a negative effect. So all of these add up to 100%. So this next one shows kind of a visual of what that score and how it is done. So if you look at it, it's the FICO score is what this is showing. On the left-hand side, you've got a range of 350 to 850, which is the range. And then the other bottom portion is the time zone. So the longer the time, the better off it is. And I have here on that vertical line, 18 years old, it shows 680. They say that's the average 18-year-old credit score. Because again, they're new. Legally, you can't enter into any contracts until you're 18 years old. So at that point, you're entering into, and then you're building up. And you'll see as time goes on, assuming that they have paid on a timely basis, that green line is going up, meaning it's increasing. But now I show on the timeline, stop paying your credit cards. And that's that blue line that you'll see going down to the right. That has the negative impact of you not paying. And in just that one category, it goes down fast over that. So then what happens? Now you file bankruptcy, which is that red line. That red line that you have is, again, negatively impacting your credit score. And filing bankruptcy, yes, it will probably bottom out your score. And the focus of this topic, or this video, is now that yellow line, which is that big red circle, and how it's going in an upward motion, meaning that you're getting that score back up to the positive range and the good, very good, and excellent range. So what are the things that you can do in order to improve your credit? Well, the first thing I say is go to a credit union and get, either you bring $500 or they'll loan you $500. But the intent of that is you're trying to get a new loan from the credit union, where if you give them the $500, it's a secured loan, so they'll lend you the money, because if you don't pay, they can take it from the $500 that you gave them. If they loan you the money, you're obviously borrowing from the bank and with the intention of paying it back, and you want to set up the payment over a year. And every single month, it's going to be the next thing is you're going to automatically set it up that you're going to put the money that you're getting from the bank, open up an account with the credit union, and have it automatically taken out of that account, so that it shows every month, and it gets reported to the credit bureaus that you're paying back this new loan on a monthly basis on time. It gets reported to the credit bureaus, and that'll show that you're improving your credit after filing bankruptcy. Repeat. Typically, they want 3 new trade lines after filing bankruptcy that'll help you improve your credit. So I say for the next 3 years, set it this thing, when this one gets paid, just do another one and just repeat that. The next category is credit cards. And before you just flip out and say, whoa, this is where I caused the problem. I don't want to get back into the same problem again. And my perspective is credit cards by themselves are not bad. It's just how they are used. And so what I'm saying is that these credit card companies, once you file bankruptcy, they buy the list of people who file bankruptcy. They send you a letter after you get your discharge, and it says in the letter, now that you completed your bankruptcy and filed and received a discharge, and closes the credit card with a $200 limit to start your financial life over again. So they're trying to get you back in to start doing this. This time, however, you're going to utilize it much in a better method. The problem, though, is that the cards that they issue, they have high interest rates. There's no grace periods, meaning that typically when you use a credit card, you use the credit card after the statement is used. After the statement closes, you have a 20-day grace period in order to pay that back in full, and you don't incur any interest charges. Unfortunately, these cards, the interest starts the day that you use the card, but as long as you pay it off on a timely basis and don't keep a balance, you'll be okay. And then eventually you can start raising the limits and then ask for the grace period. But really, so those are the two things that you can do right away. But really what you want to avoid is paying everything in cash. I know that because you got yourself in this situation, you're probably saying, I don't ever want to go back there again. Well, I understand that aspect of it, but really what you want to do is you want to reestablish your credit. Paying cash, you're not even on the radar. You don't even get any records of reestablishing your credit. Even though you pay timely, the credit FICO score is only as good as the people who report that. If you're using credit cards or you do this loan with the credit union, that gets reported. That will improve your credit score. Paying cash, it doesn't do anything for it. So it's, this, what you're trying to basically avoid is staying under the radar and not having any activity that's helping you improve the credit. So how can we help after all of this? Well, we offer a couple of things that we can do for you. First thing is a free complimentary 20-minute consultation with me, Jack Morrison. And it's really if you feel as though there's specific information that I can help you improve your credit or at least move forward, that things will be a little bit easier for you financially, we can do that. And you'll be able to see the link to click on to have that done. The other one, if you don't want that information that right now, we offer a free first assessment workbook kit. Because a lot of times when talking with people, they just need a direction or a start, and that's what this is. It tracks, again, you have to input the information, but if you put in all the income that you're having, all your taxes, everything else that's taken out of it, then there's a listing of all the expenses that you have. You'll be able to then see where your money is going, because again, you can't fix this unless you know what you have and where it goes. Once you know that, then it's a lot easier to make a determination. Is this something that I can do myself, or there's no way, this debt is way over my head, there's no way I can get out of it unless I have to file bankruptcy. So hopefully this information was helpful. I'm glad to have shared these videos with you. Again, we're hoping that these help you get through the difficult financial stress that you're experiencing at this particular time. Thank you.